Howdy, Jimerson here with an overview of the Ontraport Contact List. This overview will cover navigating, searching, working with columns, selecting, applying actions, and creating groups. Another video will go more in-depth into the actions you're going to be able to perform on contact records. And yet another video will dive into individual contact records. Anyway, let's get started with basic navigating. To access your contact list, click the Contacts link in the top navigation. This type of list, and the way that the information is displayed and the columns are structured, is used many times across Ontraport. So a lot of what you're going to learn in this video can be applied to message lists, page lists, and so on. Ontraport calls this type of view collections. Toward the top left of the window, you can see a total number of contacts in your selected group. The default group, though, should be all contacts, so you'll see all of your contacts. Just below that, you have a drop-down menu for selecting one of your custom groups, or even creating a new group. Groups is just a way of viewing certain contacts. We'll go over groups more here in a moment. To the right of the drop-down menu is a button that allows us to edit the current group. If we are in the default All Contacts group, clicking this Edit button will just create a new group. To the right of that is a button called Actions. Clicking this will show you the available actions that you can perform on a contact record, but the options will be grayed out until you've selected one or more contact records. The next button here is New Contact. I've never actually used this button because none of my contacts have been added manually. If you click the little magnifying glass near the top right of the window, you get a search box. I mostly use this for searching contacts by exact email address, but this also searches their name, phone number, date added, and so on. If you click the little caret here, the little V-shaped arrow, you're given an option to also search the contact's notes. Clicking the Pins button will send the current displayed contact list to your Pins page. If you're not familiar with the Ontraport Pins system, it's just a quick way of saving something that you may want to access often or work on in the near future. Look for my Pins video if you want more information on this topic. The plus button allows you to add a column. These columns are very powerful ways of sorting through your contact data, so don't feel limited to the columns shown by default. I encourage you to delete columns you don't find useful and create columns that you will actually use. If you click the plus button to add a new column editor window will appear. Every column you see has a little window editor like this, with a check mark for accepting changes, a little trash can for deleting the entire column, or an X for not saving any of the changes you've made in the little window editor. If you click the little Edit Column button, which looks like a tiny pencil located to the right of any column name when you're hovering over it, you will see the same edit options as creating a new column, including changing the name of the column or even the column's contents. The cross arrow button will allow you to move the column to rearrange the order of the columns. Now that you're familiar with the column editor buttons, let's go back to the new column plus sign button. When creating a new column, you first need to select which of the contact's information you want the column to display. So for me, I'm going to see which country a contact is from. So I'm going to select the country column. Then I'm going to use the cross arrows to move the column where I want it. And then click the checkmark box to save all this. Sorting contacts by a column is simple. Just click the column's name. You can tell which column is sorting your list by the arrow to the right of the column name. Clicking the column name again will change the sort from descending to ascending, or vice versa. As a reminder, in order to get the most out of your contact lists, I urge you to edit the columns display to something that you find useful, showing only the contact data that you view on a regular basis. Any other data that you might need, like on a rare occasion, can just be viewed in the individual contacts record. Near the bottom right of the window, you will see how many contacts are in your selected group, how many of those contacts are currently being displayed, and a way to navigate between those pages, and how many contact records to display per page. I always select 50 because, well, right now that's the highest number we're allowed to. The inner arrows in the page navigation area will jump one page forward or one page back. The outer arrows will take you all the way to the beginning or the end of the current list of contacts. Hovering over an individual contact will allow you to select that contact with a checkbox that appears to the far left of its row. Clicking that box will show you the actions that can be performed on this contact by a drop-down menu that appears from the top of the window. If you want to select all contacts in that group or just all contacts on the current page, use the multi-select box located in the top left area of the window. Actions that can be performed on one or more selected contacts are as follows. Email will allow you to send an email message that you've already created. SMS will just send a text message to that contact's phone number. A task will allow you to create and assign a task to yourself or another user in your Ontraport account if you've got more than one account user. Tags will allow you to add tags. Campaigns will add the contacts to a specific campaign that you choose, and of course sequences will do the same thing for sequences. If you don't already have sequences created, I recommend just using campaigns as it's much more powerful than sequences and it can do anything sequences can do. Facebook will add the contacts to Facebook audiences, postcards for mailing postcards, and double opt-in for sending out double opt-ins messages. Although those last three you might not be using anytime soon, if at all. The change field is a powerful tool to change a single contact field. These fields can be edited in the individual's contact record, but the usefulness for this tool here is that you can change a single contact field across multiple selected records. So export allows you to export a list of selected contacts, and from the export page you can select specific columns to export, even if they're not currently displaying in your contact list view. So if I want to see the date added for all my contacts in my export, I don't necessarily have to have it in my current contacts list view, but when I go to that export page, I can choose to add that there. And then delete, of course, allows you to delete selected contacts, so be careful with that one. The final thing we're going to cover is using and creating contact groups. Groups are a great way to organize contacts with many options to do so. I organize contacts into groups that I regularly need access to. For instance, like if you have a subscription website, you can create a group of contacts that are in one subscription or another, or perhaps you want to see a group of contacts that have purchased a specific product. So as shown earlier, you can create a new group by clicking the drop-down menu and selecting New Group, or by clicking the Edit Group button when all contacts are selected. So you want to give your group a descriptive name. For instance, like if I wanted to create a group of every contact from the state of Texas, I'd go ahead and name my contact group something like State equals Texas. In the field selection drop-down, I'll select State, which is located under the header Contact Information. The selected condition will be equal to, and for the value, I'm going to choose Texas and click Save. If I want to create a group with multiple values, for instance, I want to group all contacts from North America, I'll name my group North America, choose Country for the selected field, equal to as the condition, and then add all countries that are in North America. I'd first select Canada, then click the Add Value button and continue to select the other countries that are in North America before clicking Save. You can get very creative when it comes to creating specific groups, such as adding multiple fields and multiple values for each field. In the Group Edit view, near the top right of the window, you'll see a Permissions area. If you're the only user in your Ontraport account, you don't need to worry about this area. If there are multiple users in your account, you can decide whether other users can view your custom groups or even edit them themselves. I typically keep special case groups to myself so that I don't fill up another user's group list with groups that they have no use for. So this has been a basic overview of the contacts list page. More in-depth videos will cover advanced contact groups and dive into the actions that you're able to perform on contacts. Thank you for watching, and I hope I've helped. Comment below if you have any questions on this video's topic or even a suggestion for future tutorial videos, or shoot an email over to jimerson@ontrapal.com. If you are considering going with Ontraport and I've made it a little easier for you, please click my affiliate link below and I'll promise to continue creating great Ontraport tutorial videos. And follow my Facebook or Twitter page if you'd like to see when new videos get posted. Thanks again.